Hello to anyone showing up early. I am starting a few minutes early. Make sure I have everything going, knocking the things crooked. Speaking of crooked, why is everything crooked? I really need to fix my setup so that I can angle the camera better. Hello, welcome. This is my sketchbook. Strathmore Mixed Media. We're going to do some watercolor painting today. I have something in mind, but we'll see how it goes. Okay. So we're a little bit early, but I'm just getting settled in. Move my mouse, I guess, off the screen so it's not going all the time. Changing colors. Sometimes it drives me crazy. It's a gaming mouse I bought myself a while back, and it's pretty. You just can't set it to one color. Here, I'll put it on screen so you can see. So it keeps changing color. That's sort of yellow, and then green, blue, darker blue, purple. It does that all the time. Red. Even when I'm watching Netflix, it just sits there next to me, changing colors in the darkness. So welcome. I am sipping a hot beverage because the furnace in my building is not working, and that's the only way I get heat. Which normally this time of year I would be complaining because it's 80 degrees in my room, but right now it's not. I don't know what it is, but it's less than 80 degrees. It's like more like 70, maybe 65. I'm wearing a sweater. You can't see because I'm not going to bother moving the camera because that require extra work. So welcome if you're here early. Let you know I am thinking of opening a Patreon. I actually have a Patreon, but I'm thinking of redoing these pledge levels and refreshing everything so that you guys can donate to getting me a better webcam, because that is something that happens. Okay, my phone is just telling me I'm live. I know I'm live. I'm alive too. Welcome. Watercoloring today. Got my watercolors up here, getting all nice and juicy. That one's really juicy. I can use brown today, I don't think. Need more on the yellows. Got my little spray bottle. Just a couple squirts of clear water to wet up my paints. So if you're ever using, these are professional paints, so if you're ever using professional paints or like a pan, like pan, when you get the set and it's got all the colors and the little squares, those, if you spray them down with a little bit of water, or even just take your brush and dab some water on them, like get it wet, it'll help activate the paint before you use it and make it easier to paint with. All right, it is now 4 o'clock, officially time for the stream. Welcome. Yeah, my hot beverage, I said I was drinking a hot beverage in my upper left USA mug from an unknown merchandiser. It is an instant cappuccino, like powdered cappuccino in a French vanilla. I think it's from Hills Brothers. Not sponsored or anything, but yep. Give me a little heat, a little sugar, a little caffeine. That's the word I was looking for. So I don't know if you can see it. I have faintly sketched 2 triangles in my sketchbook. Nothing really fancy. I didn't even straight line them. I just eyeballed them. So this one's probably less perfect than this one just because the way they turned out. So yeah. Oh, if you tuned in last week and you wanted to see the finished painting, this is what the finished painting from last week looks like. I went over it, you can see, with ink and created some interesting texture and designs. And then I photocopied this and put it into my bullet journal for the cover page of January. I'll hold this up here some more. And if you're interested in purchasing this, let me know in the comments. I would consider selling this. It is dated 21. I don't know if you can see that, MMB 21. That's my initials, MMB. I would be pricing it about $30. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I will sell it directly if you message me, or I will be selling it on my Etsy shop. And or if that's too expensive and you would prefer, I will be selling prints, hopefully, eventually, around $10 to $15 each. But I have to get my scanner printer back and hooked up and working because I haven't used it for like 3 years, forever. I haven't used it since the Stone Ages, so we got to get it up and running and hooked up. The scanner part works fine. It's the ink that's all dried up, and I need to figure out how to undry up the ink. But today I thought we'd play with elements. I'm going to flip it around so you can see it right side up. So basically I'm going with 2 triangles. They're representative of elements water and fire. And we're just going to play with them, the colors of water, the color of fire, and I don't know, make something. This is my sketchbook, so it doesn't have to be perfect. So yeah, so we've got water is blue, of course. Actually, let's add some water. So we're going to start over here because I'm left-handed, and I'm going to start on the right because I'm left-handed. If you're left-handed, start on the right and work to the left. If you're right-handed, start on the left and work to the right so that you're not dragging your hand in your work. So I'm just putting the water in the triangle. One rule of watercolor is the paint will only go where it's wet. And then we're going to make a light blue. That's going to be the bottom, so that's going to be probably the darkest, but we're just going to put that in there. We're doing 2 paintings today so that hopefully I'll get started on this one, and then we can go back to the other one and work on it while we are waiting for this one to dry. And hopefully the people out in the hall are not too noisy for you to hear. I can hear them. Trying to crisp up the edges here. So just put down a nice wash of blue. We'll leave it there for now. Let that set for a minute. And then fire. What do we want to? We want to start with the lightest color of fire, which is going to be yellow. I think we'll start with our lemon yellow. And we used that last week a little bit in our sunrise. And because fire has many different shades, we're going to, I didn't put the water down first. I can't always think. All right, start with our water. I'm using my flat brush. It is a 5/8 by Low Cornell, the wash brush. I probably picked it up at Michael's or Joann's. I mean, I could have picked it up at an art supply store. I don't know. Don't remember. I get a lot of things. I think I talked about this last week when I was working on it. I get a lot of art supplies at secondhand thrift stores, like Goodwill, especially because that one's in my neighborhood. But I also get them at like Michael's and Joann's. I hear the landlord. Hopefully they're not going to come knocking on my door like they did last week. That was really annoying. I don't remember if that was this stream or the stream on Wednesday. I was toward the end of the stream, and then suddenly I had to stop because the landlord came knocking on my door and wanted to talk to me. Nothing major, just notify me that my lease was up and have me sign the new one. Which, you know, that's life. So that's really light yellow. I have one of my recycled takeout napkins to dry my brush on. I don't use paper towels. I don't buy paper towels. I don't own paper towels. I know. You got something. There you go. Something fell off. All right, let those dry for a minute while I sip some warm beverage. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you're enjoying 2021 so far. I've been kind of just hanging out at home watching movies because I don't feel like facing the world yet. I was going to go to the store today, but I'm like, it's too cold. I'm just going to sit here and watch movies. That's what I'm doing. Yesterday, the forecast told me it was tons of rain. That's literally what the forecast said. Tons of rain. And I thought, well, that's not a good thing. All right. So we're going to darken up the bottom. Add a little bit more water. We're going to come in with this. And since this isn't watercolor paper like last week, this dries rather quickly. And I'm just going to give it a little choppiness. And then I'm going to come back with some water and soften that so we don't have those harsh edges. And then blend those together. And that's not going dark enough, so we're going to kind of bring some of that. Can you see it? Kind of. We might have to work in lots of layers. I don't mind that it's pooling along the edges. That kind of gives it more definition. The next layer, I might go in a little bit drier. Let's reactivate some of that yellow orange from last week. So if you don't watch my live streams on my Mandy IRL channel, you missed me putting together my bullet journal and talking about my goals for 2021. I don't do resolutions. I do goals and like words of what's word of the year. I'm trying to think of some other way to put that besides word of the year. That's all I can think of. An inspirational word for the year. I don't know what else to call it. So I'm just taking some of my orangey red and my darker yellow and mixing them together to kind of make an orange. And we're going to start dropping some of that in there. It's a little bit muddy because I had some blue on there previously. But we're just dragging that in and flicking it up. And I'm even going to turn the brush sideways and do some of these flicks. We're making a fire feel. I hear the landlord knocking on doors. I don't like the sound of that. That's getting a fire feel. I hear the landlords outside. Okay, I think they left the building. Maybe not. So I'm just working on that. Soften it. We're even gonna doing a little bit of water in there to make some texture. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I talk about my word of the year, kind of a theme, I guess you would say, for the year. This last year was focus for 2020 and didn't really happen. But the year for 2021 is growth. And I kind of drew out like a field of flowers. I want a growth in my self-respect, my self-esteem, my self-worth, all those self things. I want to grow in my monetary worth, in my did I say confidence already? In my strength physically and strength emotionally. Grow in my spirituality and my career. Lots of growth. So yeah, I get these moments when I'm like, I don't know. Maybe we should just not talk. Maybe we should just paint. See, if you are watching live, you could interact with me and I would read chat and say, hey, but unfortunately, I don't have very many live viewers yet. Some of you are finding me later, and that's good. Somebody posted from last week that I was an inspiration, which is great. I followed up with asking how I was an inspiration for them, and they have not responded. So if that was you, please respond. Or if you were a bot, don't respond. I would hate to think that bots are, leaving comments on my videos. I feel like there was somebody else who left a comment, but I can't remember. So I'm just gradually adding a little bit of orange, focusing it on the bottom and leaving it lighter on the top, because if I think about fire, the way I think of it is I think of the darker colors, the reds down at the base of the flames, and then the lighter color at the top. But really, it could be the other way around in actuality. And then same with water. The deeper the water is, the darker it is, and the lighter it is, closer to the surface, the lighter it is, because daylight. Although I have these water drops all over the page now. And I've also thought about posting some of these on my Red Bubble shop as merchandise. If you're interested in that, let me know. I wish I had a better mixing area for my palette. Let's see. We did use this one last week with the reds. We might do that again. And switch brushes. This is my favorite brush. It's actually, I think it's an acrylic brush, but I like the size and the shape. It's got a pointed tip. It's a round brush. It's a number 12 by Simply Simons. I think I got it at Michael's. And you can use acrylic brushes that are in like the acrylic paint section. And they're less expensive sometimes than the ones made for watercolor. and they work just as well because acrylics are a water-based medium as well. I wouldn't recommend using oil paint brushes, but you can use oil paint brushes for other things perhaps, but I wouldn't, once you go oil, don't go back to anything else. My Discord keeps going off. There are people chatting up on one of my Discord pages that I'm on member of. Okay. I'm gonna actually, it might be better if I use the light yellow and the dark red. I'm trying not to mix them together, but I am anyway. So that might give me a better orange. That's definitely more orange. I keep glancing up at the screen so I can see what you guys see. I am liking that. Let's get some of this extra, just taking my dry brush, pulling up some of this extra paint. All right, that's looking nice. This needs to be a little more water-like. What can we do to make it water-like? Let's take a little bit of the dark, some water, just a little bit of red. Make it purpley. All right, that put down a lot of color. Let's get the water and kind of soften that. Just letting it spread a little bit. Take some of these big puddles. And let's even, I'm going to tip this up. And I'm letting it run a little bit. As you can see, the color's kind of running down the page. There you go, better look. It's kind of making streaks. That reminds me of water. Grab that big drip there before it runs down the page. There we go. Kind of a watery feel. It's getting there. Very patient. You have to be very patient with watercolor. Just going along the top edge because I noticed it's looking a little ragged. You can see we can let that water run down a little bit. It's all going down the middle. So we might have to tip it a little bit. Let it run this way and that. I do have a little spot here where the paint went outside. Just take water and kind of make that go away. Fade it out a little bit. There we go. Not too bad. So I also looked up, hello, Happy New Year, Molded Salad. I didn't see you join. I hope you weren't sitting there too long. So we're painting some water and fire. Water, of course, over here, and fire over there. These are facing right side up for you, upside down for me, because I'm talented that way. And it doesn't really matter. But yeah. Welcome. And yeah, I'm working on this. As I was getting ready to say, I looked up the alchemical symbols for water and fire. And I was thinking of adding those, incorporating those into the painting, but I'm not sure. I might do it later as a detail on top of our background image. Let me know what you think. I'm going to take a sip while I let this dry for a minute and think about what we're going to do over here. Think we'll start adding in a little bit of red. Hope you're having a good new year. Gosh. Molded salad. That reminds me back in the days of oh, it's really early where you are. Okay. Let's see. I think I first heard of you molded salad. Oh gosh, I can't even remember his name now. I'm blanking. But we both used to follow the same YouTuber who did RimWorld playthroughs. And he would name his characters in the game after viewers and followers. Yeah. Well, thank you for joining me. It is 4:23 in the afternoon in the Pacific time zone here in Seattle. Where are you at? Where it's 12:30 in the morning. Are you in Australia? I'm just gonna guess. I could be wrong, but thank you for stopping by. If you would rather see me stream at another time of day that works better for you, let me know. I'm open to this. I'm unemployed, so midnight snacks. That's who it was. Midnight snacks. Yeah, good old days. All right. Oh, yeah, yeah. You got it. Midnight snacks. I hear you. The friends we make on the internet. Okay. Yeah. Let's add some of that. So I'm not going straight red. I'm just adding it to our orange that we made over here. Hopefully you can see that okay. And do I want it wet? Maybe. I don't know. Okay, hold on. We're gonna get a little bit of water on here because I don't want it. This is dried up a bit. So yeah, we're gonna come in here with this. There we go, and we're gonna let it spread. Let it grow, let it grow, let the colors go their way. If you've ever watched my channel, oh, you're in the UK. Oh. Oh, okay. Why did I think that was so far away? The UK. I guess that would be. I guess Australia it's 8 in the morning or something. I don't know. I do have a friend who on my gaming from the Fall Damage gaming crew. I haven't seen in a while or talked to in a while. Who is from Australia. They're Australian. Anyway, if you haven't watched my channel before, I like to sing sometimes. I just break out into random songs because that's how I am. So yeah, we're gonna let this do its thing. I feel like this side has got more red to balance it out, make it look even. Ooh, I like that. It's 4 in the afternoon where I am. I'm trying to keep up with chat. Chat is a little bit delayed, so yeah, it's 4 PM here. I chose 4 PM as a time to stream because I wanna get in the habit of having afternoons I'm doing things. It used to be that I would do voice acting in the morning, and then I'd work out for a while or do some chores, and then around 5 o'clock, I sit down and relax for some Netflix. Um, oh, excuse me, I'm burping. But I find that lately I, like, started watching Netflix at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So, every day from 4 to 5, even when I'm not streaming, is called my art time, and this year, I'm trying to make it so that I, do art every day. That's my goal. Not working so well the last couple days, like I said, I've been spending my New Year's pretty much just chilling and watching Netflix throughout the day. Ooh, I like that. And yeah, so that's my part of my New Year's goals is to make art every day. If you follow me, yeah, if you follow me on Instagram, you will hopefully see some of those art. And it's a great way to see the finished pieces from if I don't finish it during the live stream. Like last week's piece, in case you watched it, there you go. The sunrise, the new dawn of a new dawn, new year. That got a little too much red. Come back in with some yellow and let them play together like good little boys and girls. Yeah, I like it. It's working. It's working. Kinda working. Everything is awesome. Shh. I didn't sing that. Copyright. I would like to play music in the background while I'm live streaming, but I'm afraid of copyright. If anybody knows if I can play, like, what is it, Incompetech music in the background, the Kevin MacLeod music in the background while streaming, that would be awesome. Okay, we need more water. Take some more purple. My Discord keeps going off, and I keep thinking it's chat, and I'm like, what? And then I'm like, nope, it's just Discord. I'm not very active on Discord. Just letting you know. Not very active. I will be on Discord because I have to be. A lot of times voice projects I work on for voice acting will have a Discord so they can stay in communication. But I don't really participate in random chats. Because I have other things. I feel like this one needs some green. I don't know why. Green and blue. Blue, green. Throw a little of that somewhere in here. Yes, you do have to be in the mood for art. My problem is I'm never in the mood. That's why I've started doing this. Even, like, if I don't know what I'm gonna do for the day, when I first started streaming, I think on my other channel, Mandy IRL, I did one that was random doodles. I don't think it's in this sketchbook. It's in another sketchbook. But I watch another YouTuber who does art called Mary Doodles, and she's also doing this, at least for January, a painting a day. She does watercolor, and it's to help you stay in the habit, because when you do something regularly, it becomes a habit. And I want to become a habit. I often have ideas for art projects and never do them because I don't have a habit of sitting down regularly and doing it. I just mixed our purple and our blue-green together. And we're gonna do that. Right, you don't have to let the image dry. That's why a lot of mine are very blended, because I don't spend the time to let things dry, especially when I'm live streaming. But sometimes you want those details to show up, and so you have to let it dry. So it's not blended. Which I think is gonna mean a drink beverage pause. Oh my goodness. Right. It is a great way to relax. I find it very relaxing. I find it very zen. I'll like zone out and I'll stop talking sometimes. I've done that a couple times in my streams. I stop talking because I'm just focusing on what I'm doing and zoning out. It's very meditative and therapeutic. And I get it. If you're not happy, that's part of the process. I'm learning. If you haven't watched Mary Doodles, I highly recommend her. She's very inspirational to me as a streamer and an artist. And yeah, she's like that OCD. That's why I'm doing this in my sketchbook. Although this sketchbook does have perforated pages, so if I'm happy with it, I can remove it. And keep it. I have some in here I'm planning on keeping, but some that are not so much. So that's why I'm working in a sketchbook. I have other sketchbooks. I also do art journaling where it's more like just to play with it, and that's fine. Yes. As far as dipping your brush in your beverage, that's why whatever hand you are, I'm left-handed. This is my left hand. I keep my water on the left and my beverage on the right. So that is far, far away on the opposite side of the table. So I do not accidentally dip my paintbrush into my cup of tea or coffee in this case. I have used my sketchbook, these particular perforated ones, to remove artwork that I like, that I wanted to share and keep. But this is not made for watercolor, so it's buckling a lot, and it's actually, you can see it's warped, and it's actually got the next page. I gave myself a few pages. But like there's one I did, that's from Inktober in 2019. That's day 22. So yeah, if I like it, fine. If I don't, I think the very first sketch I have in here is my attempt at a Bilbo Baggins or some sort of Hobbit from 2018 in pen. It's not great. I'm not good at people. And I have like Alien when I started. And then I started 2019 doing mermaids. And this is a combination of the number 25, a mer hipster and a square. I don't know if you can see that. He's a hipster mermaid holding a flower pot of heirloom tomatoes, of course. This one is a mer sailor and an autumn tree. I never finished it. This one was going to be something with noodles in the foreground and a window with a mermaid. I don't know. This one I did a couple weeks ago. I'm going to take that out and post it and put it on my Redbubble shop most likely. It is a Zentangled maple leaf. This is a sketch of the one previously. Color sketches of my markers. And then Inktober from 2019, day 1, day 2. I did Inktober as all bladed weapons. So that's what that is. And I like a lot of these. I took the time to really make them the way I wanted to. Some of them I didn't finish. A lot of them I did. But then like day 13, nope, day 14, day 15 I finished, 16, 17 not finished. It's still a rough sketch. 18 is not finished. 19 is not finished. 20 I didn't even start. 21 I pencil sketched. 22 and that was it. That's the end. Oh no! I got all excited. I got blue in my red. That's okay. I'm just gonna add some water and make it go away. No! Happy accidents. Happy accidents. No mistakes. No mistakes. Yeah. Does that look like fire? I think so. Maybe a little more red, and we'll get like, yeah, get those flamey flames going. Oh, I like that. This side, not so much, but this side I like. Maybe more color. I should not illustrate a D&D book. Yeah. I feel like D&D illustrations need more characters instead of weapons. I mean, I could illustrate a D&D book on just weapons. That would be fun. That's actually what most of those images are based off of. And I think we're thinking the same thing because I just went in for yellow. And you just suggested yellow along the edges. But yeah, red is overtaking it. Red is overtaking it. Red is in the lead. It's overtaking the yellow. It's okay. We're gonna bring the yellow down. So I have this flipped upside down for me, so bear with me. I have to look at what you see to see what it looks like. Oh yeah. This itch needs yellow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Green towards the edges of the water. Okay. What was I doing? Yellow. We're gonna add a little. Ooh, that's bright yellow. That's way too much. No. Oh no. Oh no. I messed up that really good flame. Dang it. Oh well. That's okay. If you make a mistake, you can fix it. It's not the end of the world. Or just live with it. Ooh, the Caribbean Ocean. Yeah. See, this is so much funner when there's somebody to talk to. Okay, we're gonna let that dry for a minute because they're all bleeding together and I'm losing the definition on my flames, but I think that's looking nice. I think that's looking nice. Okay, some more blue-green. Yeah, there we go. Getting lost in concentration and not talking and burping. Why does coffee make you burp? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm an anomaly. Abnormally, an abnormality. I like making up words. Yes, it is. And that is the beauty of art. You can make it look like whatever you want because it's yours. I just like feedback from you guys because it makes it more interesting. I don't have white. The paper is white. I do have a white paint pen that I picked up because I was complaining a while back that my white jelly roller sucked. And it does. It totally sucks. I'm trying to decide if I'm leaving the top as ocean or sky. I mean, I guess it's light ocean, so maybe we need a little more color up there. It's starting to feel like the sky. Um, I used to have white paint. I might still somewhere in my other watercolor set, but when I taught art, we were very anti-white. Um, so I got in the habit of not using white because really the artistic way of doing it is if you want white in your watercolor, you just don't put color there or add more water to make it a lighter color. So I'm liking the texture going on in the red. I don't really have any texture going on here in the water side. So I don't know what we do. Do we let it run and drip? Or do I try and paint waves? This is dangerous. Sorry. Hold on. Okay. My red was running as well as my blue. We'll try this off and pick some of that up. Everybody has their own techniques. Some people like to play with negative space. Some people like to build layers. Oh, yeah. Trying to do the wobbly pattern of ripples on water is tricky. I do have a fine brush. What I think I'll do is make up some more of that purple. Some blue. Rinse that off so I don't contaminate my red as much this time. And red. I have a tendency to overwork watery washes like this. I'll just let it go and go and go and go, and then I have to like step back and let it dry a little bit. That's why I'm working on 2 paintings. That's something I learned from my I was like my mentor. I was watching Mary Doodles today. She live streams also on Sundays, and she was talking about how she does multiple paintings at once so that she can work on one while the other one's drying. And that's what gave me the idea, because last week I was trying to work on my son and oh, you can't see that. Okay, I'm like, I can't see it, but it is showing up on camera. What was I saying? Oh, when I was working on this one, there was a lot of time spent just sitting around waiting for it to dry, and you guys didn't see the finished piece until afterwards. So if you missed at the beginning of the stream, I did say if you're interested in purchasing that piece of artwork, let me know in the comments, and I would be happy to sell it directly to someone via PayPal, or I will be posting it on my Etsy shop once I get my scanner up and running. I kind of like it. I'm kind of liking these waves. And then once it dries, it's going to be lighter, but I likey. Me likey. Me likey. Thank you. Yep. And I do stream on my second channel on Wednesdays at the same time, 4 p.m. Pacific. standard time, whatever it is now, daylight time. I think it's standard. And I do other things on that channel. It's art still, but it's Wednesdays. And that's on my channel, Mandy IRL. I'm also thinking of streaming on Twitch in the future, but I don't know what day or what time. I feel like if I alternate the blue, oh, my paintbrush is peeling. I hate this paintbrush. The paint on the handle is peeling. I live in a very small space also. I have a home tour video on my Mandy IRL channel from probably January, February last year of 2020. Because I was going to do a makeover, like showing weekly progress of how I was cleaning up and decluttering. And I got as far as making the tour of showing what a small space I live in and how much stuff I cram in it. I am not minimalist. I would say I'm more of a maximalist, but I like the minimalist aesthetic. So I have lots of things. I'm just gonna say I have lots of things. And it's not always like you know, I don't like. I'm not like I have a 20. That's not even a good size. I have a 65-inch TV. I don't. I don't own a TV. My TV is my computer monitor because I don't watch television. I watch Netflix or YouTube. Anyway, I'm off rambling. Sorry, but I have a lot of stuff. I'm trying to get rid of some of it because I have too much and I don't need it all. But I do have artwork. Some of my artwork on the walls you can see in that video. Well, thank you. I would love to have a regular visitor in my streams. Um, if not, if you missed the stream live, you can always catch it in, videos. They'll be posted afterwards forever and always because, that's the way it is. That's the way I like it. I like it. Yeah. And that's the way. I like it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like that. Like, that's the way I like it. No, I don't like what I just did. Nope. Nope. All right. I think I'm liking the way things are going. So I'll usually be streaming for an hour till about 5 o'clock-ish. Unless something happens, like the landlord comes knocking on my door and wants to talk to me again. Like happened last week to one of my streams. I think it was my Wednesday stream when I was doing my bullet journal setup. Ooh. How does that I'm not pretentious about art. I'd be pretentious about art. No. I can't add any more color, can I? Well, yeah, I can. Get really strong blues. I have to alternate between going left and right because otherwise they all come from the same side. Oh, yeah. Digging that. Woo! I like it. I'm going to stop. Another thing. Well, I go for about an hour. I didn't mean I have to go for an hour. I like it. Let's fix a couple things. This here. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it. I like them. I'm going to let them dry for a minute and drink. Make sure. This drink mix was really old, so it was very clumpy. I'm just making sure the bottom of my cup doesn't have any lumps in it. Excuse me. Burping. Probably talking and drinking. That's what's making the burping. Because I'm swallowing too much air. I don't have a natural sponge. I used to have a natural sponge. At one point, I had a whole bunch more art supplies, and then I purged because I wasn't doing art and gave them away. And then I started doing art again, and yeah. What if I'm gonna splatter a little water. We did this earlier. Get a little water droplets. This is, I don't know what's going on with that stripe. That ripple. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna leave it. I like it. It looks good from here. Of course, I have to let it dry, see what it looks like afterwards. But it's drying. I like how the way it's looking. The flame is drying up nicely. I don't know if I want to touch that. I might leave it. The question then I'm having, yeah. The question I'm having is I'm debating whether to put the symbols. So the element, alchemical symbol for fire is a circle. So if I just do a circle in there, and do I want to do it in another color, or do I want to do it, I don't know. Maybe I can do it with a pen afterwards and then just draw a nice circle in black and then the black outline. I don't know if that would make it confusing. I probably will be drawing on them afterwards. I might even go, this is the hard part. Now I'm happy with the way they look, except for whatever's going on right there, which I can fix. See, I fixed it. It's all fixed. And a little bit over here. It was just water. The color was pedaling in a weird way. I could do something similar to what I did with this. If you watch the stream, I just painted the sun and the rays, and then later I went back with the pen and did the line work, and you can see there's a close-up of that line work. And because the mountains weren't in the picture originally, and so I could do something like that to make the flames and to make ripples in the ocean. I don't know. I don't know if it would confuse it if I put the so the alchemical symbol for fire is a circle, and the alchemical fire for water is a circle with a line through the middle. And I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. The circle done in dots rather than solid would look like it was in the color more rather than on top of it. Are you like talking like in with watercolor dots or like pen dots? I don't know. Yes. Color blindness number chart. It's been a while since I've looked at one, but I think it's where they took a different opposite color. Okay, pen or pencil dots. That's what I was thinking. I don't know. That's where it's like, that could be something I can work on in the future, in the next stream. I don't know, because I still have to wait for these to dry, because I cannot draw on them while they're wet, because will ruin the paper, and it'll ruin the paper, mostly. Unless I did something like Sharpie, which would be way too much. Yeah, this is the point where I just kind of like have to sit back and let it be and then think about it. So maybe this could be what I work on Wednesday on my live stream, or what I work on next week. Welcome to feedback. So I don't know what I'm going to work on Wednesday. Oh, okay, slightly different shade. Hmm. I'm also getting tired of sitting on this very awkward stool because I don't have an actual chair anymore. I got rid of it because it was too big. It was a great big leather, well, vinyl chair, office chair, and it was too big. I will look into the colorblind numbers. Definitely gonna use ink to outline the shapes because they kind of lost their definition. I think they turned out pretty good for being free-handed triangles. But yeah, here, let me bring them up so you can get a nice close look at what they look like. There we go. I think I'm happy with the water. It definitely looks watery. I could do it differently in the future, maybe bubbles or something. I definitely like the flames. They're well angled. Thank you. They're well angled triangles. Yeah, I kind of lost the tip on that one, but I can clean them up. Thank you. Yeah, so now the question, I just have to go back and let these dry and then figure out what I want to do for details on them. So if you have feedback either now or in chat later, whoever watches this later, you can let me know what you think. Should I work on them next Sunday? I keep wanting to say Saturday because originally I was going to stream on Saturdays. If I should work on them next week or if I should work on them Wednesday. I don't know, but this is the fun part. I start it and then there's hair in there. It's okay. It's mostly dry. This one's actually still quite wet. And I just made fingerprints in it. That's okay. It's a bubble. Yeah. This is the fun part. I played with a color. I got it on there. I played with the color for a while. And then somebody else is here. Yay. You caught me just at the end of the stream as I'm wrapping up. If you enjoyed this, leave a thumbs up. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button and the notification. I stream every Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Hello, Skits Maker. 4 p.m. Pacific time on Sundays on this channel, and on Wednesdays at the same time, 4 p.m. Pacific, on my second channel, Mandy IRL. That's MANDY IRL. If you're already subscribed, that's fantastic. You may have been subscribed to me back when I was doing YouTube. I am doing YouTube. When I was doing Minecraft. I used to play Minecraft all the time. Yes, if you need a skits made, contact Skits Maker. Thank you. So we were just saying, I finished it. I played with it. We painted water and fire today, or I painted. And there is feedback. I'm guessing you could probably tell which one's water and which one's fire, because yeah, they're pretty obvious in my opinion. And then the debate is, do I next week on Sunday work on doing line work on them, or do I do the line work on them on my Wednesday stream and then do something new next Sunday, like earth and air? I don't know. You guys leave it in the comments, leave it in the chat, let me know. Because I don't know. I could do something completely different on Wednesday if you tune into that channel. I keep forgetting to put the link to my other channel in the description, but it's there. I'll put it in a card somewhere, but I also have an Etsy shop where I sell friendship bracelets and some of my watercolor art, or some of my art. And I have a Redbubble shop, which I do graphic design on t-shirts, mostly text. I also have some photographs and art there. And yeah, so if you don't let me know, I'm gonna sleep on it, figure out what I want to do with these, because that's part of making art, is like I play with it. I play with the colors and let them do their thing, and then later I make them look even better. If you don't catch me live, you can always catch me in they're posted. The videos are there. I want to see the VOD. I guess that's what you would call it. I know that's what I call it on Twitch. But yeah, thanks for watching. I will see you all when I see you. Peace. That looks weird. Okay. Yeah, bye.